How do folks, David here, and it is a vlog update video time again. And March is always a dangerous month. In our family it is the month of birthdays, and well, because getting birthday presents for Wargamers is pretty easy, you buy them a box of soldiers and they're happy as pig in clots, then there is always stuff that is going to be arriving in terms of reinforcements. Not only that, but this year Armageddon, our big sort of sci-fi Comic-Con type thing, well, big for New Zealand, is going to be arriving. So later on in the video you will see me going there and probably buying stuff. So certainly I don't do it all that often. Now, I have been doing really well with keeping up with the new arrivals. Stuff that I got for Christmas has all been done and completed. New stuff that I got from Temu as reinforcements for other armies is pretty much all done. Yes, still outstanding, but started is the 7mm stuff that Kate is wanting a game of. I'm getting there, I am honest. And in terms of the post-Christmas Temu purchases, I only have 4 of these to finish off, and it's just sort of like tyres and guards and a little bit of spot colour, which means I am in a position that I am happy with what has arrived. Now, one of the things that I did get for Christmas was some forces to do with Conflict 47. You saw me do a video painting them with speed paints, and I'll leave a link just up here if you want to refresh your memory on that one. They are British Commonwealth forces. I did also get some walking tanks, but they have been taken away from Conflict 47 and moved over into my Warhammer 40k Chaos Forces Sabbat Worlds army. That never gets easier to say. But because I had a unit for an army, the family decided I needed the rest of it. So, in order to actually play the game, I've got the introductory set. Now, this is American and German forces, which I will paint up, but there's also some terrain in there, and I'm going to grab that out and get that done quickly. And I do know that Kate is starting up with an army of his own, so watch out for those. But because I already have British Commonwealth forces, I got these as well. 1 unit of Galahad armoured infantry, and the starter set that's got a walker, lots of mechanised, a vehicle, I've been doing quite a few of those, and another squad of Galahads. So you will see me breaking these out and getting these painted up in a very short order. But quite possibly the most important set of reinforcements is in this bigger box here, and this is specifically earmarked for the Tanith. What could the Tanith need that is this big? I now have a Ducati heavily armoured carry case. If you have seen the video where I go back over what happened just after I had painted them and had them all ready and was transporting them for their first ever tournament and there was transit damage, you will understand why this is such a godsend. And there will not be another army going in this. This is for the first and only. You'll see me unboxing this and assembling it in another video. I'll do a product review on this because I can do a little bit more with it because, well, this one's mine. Right, so that's the current reinforcements. Probably time to head off to Armageddon.
We're on the way to Armageddon. Only a couple of short city blocks and we'll be at the convention centre, and then we'll see what the story is.
Yes, the Armageddon footage is missing. No, I did not have technical difficulties. Things simply did not go according to plan. Now, we were on a reasonably tight time frame. My son, who I went with, had to be back because him and his girlfriend were heading off for a trip somewhere. So we knew we had a limited amount of time. However, we did know roughly from previous years how long it actually takes to go around the place, and we had allowed plenty of time. What we had not taken into account is the fact that we were going on a Saturday rather than a Sunday. We normally go on the Sunday. It was far, far busier for some reason this year than it had been previously. There was a queue. It turns out there was 2 queues. We didn't see the second queue. The queues weren't signposted. So we spent about half an hour in the wrong queue until we almost got to the doors and found that was for the pre-sales and we were buying tickets at the doors. So we had to leave that queue and join the end of the other queue and wait about another half an hour, which meant that there wasn't essentially enough time to do filming while we were there as well. As it was, we didn't get round the whole thing. Like I say, one, we missed about an hour of our allotted time, and 2, it was far busier and it was just far more difficult to actually move around, and with a selfie stick and things like that, I would have been getting in people's way, so it was just a bad idea. All around, I am sorry. Some of the cosplay stuff looked absolutely amazing. Some of the ladies in their anime costumes, I mean, I know things are exaggerated in cartoon strips and things like that, but when they are wearing accurate high heels, and I kid you not, to keep the balance, the steps must have been about that long. They were tottering along. How on earth they were going to get round the place in less than 7 hours? Anyway, that's by the by. The cosplay costumes were absolutely amazing. Yes, there were an awful lot of stalls. Anime for this kind of thing does seem to play a really big part, and it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but there was a haul. Now, the first thing, and the purchase that actually took the most amount of time, was this one. The son decided that he needed to get himself a sword. I will find out what the name of it is and put a label up top. And because it was the very last one in the stall of that particular kind, he bought it then and there, and then had this 6-foot thing that he's carrying round through people, and yeah, that oh well, his weaponry, his choice. What else? At the Printable Dragon, he also decided to get himself some 3D printed terrain, Necron stuff here. I think that's Eldar. I'm not 100% certain. It certainly looks Eldarish to me. Why he can't just watch some of his dad's videos and make some himself, I don't know. I'll leave a link to the Printable Dragons website down below for anyone in country that, you know, wants to take advantage of that service. I got some of their stuff as well for myself and Kate. Kate wanted something interesting to paint, and they had these sort of troll creature things. I'll take them out of the bag and take a proper photo, but yeah, that looked interesting to me. I got one of those for myself as well, and I also got myself a demon miniature. And the only other thing that I got was some laser MDF. Well, people might call it terrain. It can be used for terrain, I suppose, but it is actually a vehicle. They had these in a number of different scales. The manufacturer is a place called Creativity Plus. Again, I will leave a link to their website down below. I definitely needed one of these to go along with wherever they are. The Doctor Who stuff, because this is the one thing that I'm actually missing, and it is around about the right scale. So just to finish the day off, because it's a nice small neat little project, I will get this done before I get the video put up. Now, Creativity Plus, you get a big thumbs up already, because you have included nice, clear, simple instructions with the kit, unlike all of those Wargame MDF manufacturers that rely on old folk like me knowing how to go and find them on the interwebs. Now I just need to get into it. Okay, wee bit on the sticky side, but that is just sort of like excess stuff from the packaging, and wee bit of water and a wee bit of a rub, and it comes off perfectly fine. Plus, at the end of the day, the TARDIS isn't the cleanest of machines unless it's just regenerated. Now, it does say gently push the parts out and push them together. You will need glue if you want it to be permanent. Yes, I do want it to be permanent. Let's see how easy these are
to pop out? And the answer is pretty easy indeed. I'll get these all popped out and give them a wee bit of a clean up just to get the excess off, and we will see how they all fit together. Now, just as I have been taking the parts off the sprue and cleaning them up, I have noticed what I believe is, well, an error in the kit, I think. But we will see how that goes. In fact, yes, just having a quick look in the instructions, it is actually missing a base plate at the very bottom. Not to worry, because as I've been taking it apart, the brain has been going over time and I have plans. Right, now, I'm actually going to build this upside down. So I need the side pieces and I've got the joining base plate. So these are the side pieces and that is the joining base plate. Splotch there, splotch there. And what is the fit like? I was putting that the wrong way around. That's the facing side. It's a very tight fit. A little bit of warpage there that needs to be flattened out. Okay, all right, I'll crack on. All right, box assembled, and I will be honest, there was only two of the sides, the ones with the sort of tabs at the top, that were a really tight fit. The others went on with no issues whatsoever, and those ones with the tabs at the top, you know, just a little bit of pressure, keeping it on a flat surface, pushing down on it, and it did go in. Okay, the next thing would be to glue the side doors on. Now, it is supposed to sit like this, but I am not going to do that. I am going to turn it like that because of reasons. Basically because what I want to do is keep the bottom kind of open so I can insert lighting, because the TARDIS has got a light on the top. So that is the way that I will glue these on. Pop that in place, and I guess realistically they should have had one or two of these sort of slightly wider, because I can see that it is going to leave kind of gaps at the side. They're not massively obvious, but they are there. And I've put that one upside down. Right, try that again. Make sure I've got them square. And then I will have to leave that to dry for a bit before I do anything further with it. Now, for the top section, from what I see, that goes into there, like so. That goes on there like so. And I will use that as a guide, gluing the next part on in place. But I am not going to glue the light in place because I'm going to be replacing that with an actual LED. And that sits together like that. Clean off the excess, and then that would sit on top of there like that. Well, it is not necessarily movie accurate, but you can tell it's a TARDIS, and the scale of it is spot on for a Doctor Who miniature. It does come with stickers, which is a good thing, so depending on which version of it you want, you can add all of those things in various places. I am not going to do that as of yet. What I am going to do is find a suitable colour, allow that to dry, and then I will just touch up those brown sort of edge bits from the MDF and get it all, you know, the correct TARDIS blue colour. But that is ripe now for having some lighting added on the inside, and I would actually like to pop a base plate under there. Get the stickers on, I'll take some hero shots as is. There you have it. Is it a screen accurate TARDIS? No, it's not. Would I rather have a TARDIS as opposed to not have a TARDIS? Of course I would. It certainly fits the bill. You can't have the Doctor without a TARDIS. That just leads to mad bitey women. If you know, you know. Anyway, that is about enough for this video. It has been a bit of a weekend. It's been a productive one and an enjoyable one, even if we were pressed for time at Armageddon. However, these things do happen. If you've managed to make it this far, please do, if you have not already,
consider hitting the subscribe button, get notifications, because there are more videos in the pipeline. Do enjoy yourselves wherever you are. Have a good weekend. Toodle pip for now.